Last time on our conversation, we spoke about women's economic empowerment and how the government can contribute to empowering women in Nigeria. It's been a long time coming. But this time around, we're not talking about women now, we're looking at service delivery. And there's something that we've realized recently. You look around the simple things, potholes here and there, street lights. Recently, Tracka, they wrote a letter to the Lagos State government, I think the Ministry of Works, complaining that, the Gbogbo Lagos State, the number of street lights that you can count is not plenty. Even if you even see the poles gone set, you're not going to see the light in it. So, somebody made mention of going the whole of Ikorodu Road and there's no light, but there's street poles and there's street light poles on all of those things. So let's just talk about how service delivery contributes to national development. And to guide us on that conversation today is the acting head of Tracka, Joshua Oshiemi. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nancy. It's a pleasure to be on the show. Yeah.
Thank you. This is the first time I'm having your civic bands, right?
Yeah.
You came ready. You came prepared. Congratulations on your report launch at Tracka. You guys published your 2023-2024 Tracka reports, and a lot of things are in that report, and that is basically what we're going to be honing down on. Tell us more about the findings. We know that, there are some things out there, but people that don't surf the internet, people that don't know Twitter, don't know X, what are those things that you want citizens to pay attention to that you found out and you documented in your report?
All right, thank you so much for having me on the show. Our Tracka reports that we did in 2023/2024 is a combination of quite a number of stuffs. One of which is our findings, of course, what we saw in the field when we tracked. So in the report, you discover that we reported about 1,404 projects that were tracked with an allocation of 102 billion naira. That's the money that government intends to spend on those projects. Now, we went further to discover that we did 671 projects that were actually funded. We got disbursement details from GovSpend. So that's govspend.ng. So we went into GovSpend to analyze some of the spendings, and we discovered that, about 178 billion naira was actually given out on all of these 671 projects that we tracked. Of course, some of the things that may interest you is the fact that some of the projects were completed, about 321 of them were actually completed. But if you bring that into perspective regarding the amount that was actually expended on it, is actually very little, about 82 billion naira. And then you come back to ongoing projects, that has the highest amounts on what was discovered, about 129 billion naira was on that project that are still ongoing. And then you have projects that are abandoned, which is where I want Nigerians to pay attention. Some of these projects are already abandoned, some of them were not even done at all. And if you bring all of that together, you discover that we are talking about something worth maybe 17.3 billion. That's a whole lot of money. Yeah.
That's plenty.
It's plenty, actually.
That's really plenty. So for the abandoned projects, you people find out, why was it abandoned, or how did you people mark it off as abandoned?
Yeah, it is expected that if the people who are the aims of affairs in the country, who are meant to give services, if they do it efficiently, if they do it effectively, if they put their all into what they have been paid to do, if they do it well, you expect that the country will have advanced better than what we have now. Definitely. So about the abandoned projects, about asking questions on what has caused the abandonment of these projects, we tried our best. We wrote letters to quite a number of agencies requesting from them what is the status of this project, when are you going to continue, and all of that. But you will be dismayed to understand that out of about 1,400 and something letters that we wrote out to agencies, only 8 of them were actually responded to. And then we started getting some later, after the report had been prepared and all of that, because the report actually spanned from September 2023 to September 2024. So anything we got after that, so it's not going to be part of what we're going to be factoring into the report. So we made efforts. We made effort, but of course,
no, it was good effort. You sent out over 1,000 letters.
Yeah.
Only 8 answer you.
Yeah.
8, Nicole. So even when others started coming in, did it reach like 10%? Let's say maybe 100.
So we got from maybe Lower Benue River Development Agency. We got from OSSAP. That's in the Office of the Special Assistant to the President on MDG and all of that. So we got from those. Yeah.
That's not encouraging.
No, it's not. It's not.
That's not encouraging at all. But anyways, now tell us about some of the obstacles or challenges faced in the process of pulling this together. I mean, you mentioned you did the report from September 2023 through September 2024. 1 whole year, 12 months. I mean, complete 365 days. Was it smooth gathering information? I know you've mentioned that. I mean, I can see that it was not smooth because you sent out over 1,000 letters and 8 answered you, even didn't meet worthy to answer you. So what were the challenges that your project tracking officers encountered along the way?
All right, so of course the hazards on the road, for the people who track this project themselves, that's part of it. The perception.
By hazard, do you mean?
Of course, traveling and all of that, So that's one.
Okay.
Then we talk about the perception from the representatives. How are they taking what we are doing? Are they taking it in good faith, given the fact that we're just trying to ensure that we have a better country to ourselves, or you talk about how the communities also connive with maybe their representatives sometimes to say, no, don't bother about this. This is our person. You're not. That's a no-go area for you. Just let's leave it the way it is, and all of that. So you have quite a number of those. But there's a particular experience that I would actually like to share, which is around Osun State. So we had this project of construction of health center and then supply of equipment to the place in Adedeji community in Ikirun, Osun State. So we didn't just go there. We went there based on the information we got on gospel, and given the fact that the project was also in the budget. So we got there and we discovered that there was nothing on ground. We called the community together and said, okay, let's hold a meeting on this. We held a meeting and then we strategized on what to do. Of course, in our usual manner, we would guide the community in writing letters. And so we did all of this, and it was time for us now at the back end from the headquarters office to now take the situation up. So we wrote an FYI letter to the Pharmacy Council, which is the agency in charge of that project. Pharmacy Council in the state, Osun State itself. So we're so amazed with the response we got from there. They said they're not even aware of this project. Wow, how can you, an agency of government that has this particular project domiciled under you, you don't even have any idea of this project? So we went for that. They said, okay, maybe we can try maybe their zonal headquarters. So we got to understand that Lagos State in Yaba here is one of the offices. So we went there, and then they said this is a special zonal office, so they don't even have any
special zonal office as well.
That they are not in charge of the entire Southwest per se.
They just do special things.
They just attend to issues in Lagos State alone.
Okay.
So perhaps what transpires in Lagos does not get to this entire Southwest, maybe something like that, or just have a consolidated report from here sent to Lagos, something like that. So we, of course, apparently we couldn't get anything from here too. So we had to go to Oyo State, which is the Southwest zonal office. What we got there was even more shocking because the person that took the letter there, our state officer in Oyo State, said the several times he went there, he didn't see anybody. It was just a gate man that was attending to him all the time.
Nobody was in the office.
Nobody was there to even accept the letter from him.
You don't see.
So for us to even get an acknowledged copy of the letter, it was not visible. So we had to channel our energy to Abuja, which is their headquarters.
At least if Osun does not answer you, if Lagos does not answer you, Oyo does not answer you, at all Abuja will come through.
So that was the expectation. So we wrote to Abuja. Until today, we've not gotten a response from PSE. And this is a project that's worth 88 million naira. Payment was made to A3 Interlink and Biz Nigeria Limited. Yeah.
So payment has been made already.
It was made. We checked the the contractors status on what's it called now, on CAC, and we discovered they are still active. And that was not the only project in that particular community. There was another project of solar lights that were never done, despite the fact that there was payment as well. So that's to tell you that a lot of things are happening in the country, but the involvement that we all put into this is what ensures that we are really serious about this and that we need the national development we're talking about.
Thank you for citing that. And there was one community, though you mentioned it, but it's not like give us the full gist. I know civic bands, even if you skip the gist, we take it back there. You mentioned a community conniving, you just mentioned it in passing, conniving, saying this is our person, don't answer this person. I know there's something there.
So there's this community in what's it called now, in Niger State. We have there's a provision for them as well, another health project, and then what we try to see is what are these people, what are they doing with health projects? These are projects that are thematic. They are not things we can just use at all, but just dash out to people like that. So they in Niger State, in Paiko and Suleja local governments respectively, they're supposed to give them health materials. Let me just put it that way.
Okay.
So these materials were actually bought, but they were kept in another local government, different from this particular local government where these projects are meant to be cited. We've got to the place and then talked to these people about it. So what is happening? Are you aware of this project? They said, of course they are, but they've not seen anything about it. No, they were not even aware of the project, So, so we now are aware of the project and we have brought it to you. Is there anything you would like us to do about it? Of course, the feeling was mixed, So some of them were willing to, okay, let's have this. But you will get to understand that some of them are aware of what's actually happening. And then there was one that called us and said, these materials have actually been bought.
But they are in another location.
In another location.
Another local government.
Yes, in another local government.
So what's stopping them from?
As I tell you, I still confirm from the state officer in Niger that those items are still kept in those places.
So do they have plans to, take it to the right place?
So what we now got was the senator is going to distribute at his own time. So when is this time going to be? That's Senator Sonny Musa Mohammed in Niger State. So those are some of the issues that we have all around.
But have Tracka made attempt to reach out to the senator to ask? Maybe the senators are very busy.
How busy can he be?
So that we know when he wants to help us to share this something or distribute.
So of course we are still on the case, and definitely we will still reach out to him in recent time to ensure that those things are eventually delivered to people.
All right, thank you very much. So now let's come back to the reports. The 2023-2024. What is that difference between this particular publication and the rest that Trackers? But people have been publishing your reports, constituency project reports for like years now.
Yeah.
So what is making this one that's like distinct?
All right. So thank you so much for that question. So one thing that we have done differently this year is to look through the spectrum of the MDAs.
You see, you are kicking on this. Yeah.
So when I mentioned that,
what thing concerns spectrum?
Sorry. Before now, what we do is we want to measure the ZIPs, that's the zonal intervention project, that what we call constituency projects. So we want to look through them and see what is the level of performance. How have they fared in each of the states. But what we did differently this year is to examine what are the MDAs actually doing, which is the service delivery arm of government itself.
Okay.
So what are they doing with these funds that they are getting? Because we've always gotten excuses, from legislators telling us that we are not the ones in charge of this project, so why are you always questioning us and all of that? So of course we know that there's collusion between both of them, but so let's even leave these ones this time and then focus on these people through whom the monies are going out, and that's exactly what has bettered this particular one. And the findings are so fantastic. You need to see that report.
Don't worry, we'll go through it. So we're winding down on the conversation. We just have like one more question. So where do you now want us citizens to come in? Where do you want the government to come in? To like make maybe project implementation for this year.
Yeah.
That will be 2024, 2025, different from what they've been like some of the recommendations you cited in the report. Where do you want the government to come in and ask your citizens?
All right. That's a whole lot. That's a whole lot. So I want to start with the National Assembly itself, because the National Assembly is very critical to what we are achieving in the country. So apart from lawmaking and every other thing they do, they still have the power of the purse. So if you go through this report, you will discover that the National Assembly in the 2024 budget inserted 7,447 projects into the budget itself.
Okay.
And that's worth about 2.2 trillion naira.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot of money.
It's a whole lot.
Yeah. So the major problems we have with insertions include the fact that, one, most of these projects are not well planned. They are not well planned. They lack the expertise to be able to seed projects into different agencies. It's not their job, so they shouldn't do it that way. So another one that we have is so National Assembly should stop that. They shouldn't do that. Given the fact that the budget has even gone up now, we have about maybe 54.2 trillion. I held a media round recently, and I told the people, I said, if you're not careful, the budget that we're going to be passing in 2025 cannot be less than maybe 60 trillion naira, given the fact that we're already on 54 already. So we have to be careful there, because when it comes out from the National Assembly, of course, that it's going to be jacked up from that number again. So that's one. Two is the what's it called, subcontracting of projects. I didn't mention that in what I've been telling you. So you get to some project sites, you discover that what you have on the signpost is even different from the contractor that actually got the job from GovSpend.
At the end of the day,
yeah. So that's a lot of problem that it gives to us, because you keep on calling this contractor, and then the contractor comes back to you to say, we don't even know anything. Though we may know a little, but we're not the one that got the direct money from the government. So definitely it's going to reduce what you're going to get on that kind of project. Because one, the main contractor that got the job wants to get his own money, then before now subcontracting it to another
commission.
You get commission and all of that.
Yes.
So that is another thing, illegal subcontracting. That's what we call it. So please, all of this, the government needs to do well. Our agencies, and there's lack of cohesion between the state agencies and the federal ones. It's like they're not understand. Like the people,
they don't know what's
at the
happening.
State level don't have an understanding of what is happening at the federal level.
Okay.
You understand? So and that's given a lot of issues, because for you to have created a state arm of your agency, that means definitely that not everybody will be able to come to the federal
arm.
So there's a state one that should be able to cater for the immediate need of the people there. So there has to be that joint working relationship between both of them, so that they can deliver to Nigerians. For Nigerians, let us engage the government. The more engaged we have with the government, the better the service we get from them, and that's the truth. Let's engage them as much as possible. Ask questions, relevant questions about everything that's happening around you. For us to have this national development that we all are craving for.
But to come from the angle of the average Nigerian man, yes, they are engaging. Some are engaging, but then they will come from the fact that what more can we do? We've done our best to engage. We've shouted, we've written letters, even though they did not even answer you. You don't say, So if you did not answer Tracka, is it now me, Nigerian man, that is looking for livelihood, daily bread, that will not answer? She answer. So most times they will come off as it's always discouraging when, despite all the advocacy, the shouts, nothing is being done.
Yeah. So this is it. Irrespective of whatever you are getting from them now, the disposition you are getting from the government, don't be deterred. That's what I would say. Don't stop. We just have to continue pushing and pushing and pushing. Let me give you an example. In our 2022-2023 report, for example, we got only 2 responses from MDAs. Yes. So this is an improvement over what we did the last time. So definitely, if you keep pushing and pushing and pushing, someday, sometime, somewhere, and somebody is going to answer you. Somebody's going to attend to those needs that we're all craving for. So my advice to Nigerians is, please don't let us stop engaging. Don't let us stop talking. I know that the country is not even in good shape. Everybody is trying to just
It's not
survive.
encouraging.
Yeah. But in as much as we try to pursue survivability, we must as well take governance, take querying and questioning governance and government generally. We must take it as part of our duty, as part of our civic duties as citizens.
In other news, as you are hustling for your daily bread,
Yeah.
don't forget to ask the government question.
Because
Don't forget
that's
to
what makes your daily bread even more affordable and more enjoyable for you.
Yeah,
You know,
that's the irony.
almost everything that we use in Nigeria now.
Yeah.
So the better we engage them, and then they make these things available to us, the better it is for all of us. You know?
We'll get there.
Yeah,
Get
we
there one day.
will.
Thank you so much. It's been nice having you on Civic Band. We appreciate it. Don't worry, next time you come, we'll give you tea.
Yeah, all
Tea and talk. Who will give you? Thank you very much for being on this conversation, and to our listeners, thank you for always coming through. Don't forget, it's live on YouTube podcast, and we're also live on Spotify. My name is Nancy. Follow us on all social media handles at BudgetNG, and Tracka is at TrackaNG. We'll be listening to the acting head of Tracka, Mr. Joshua Oshiemi. All right, thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next episode.